guys? We are here today with Casey Jarvis / AKA Casey Strums. How's it going, dude? Yes. I should have had a guitar just for that moment.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I wouldn't be able to do that. I just do it with my mouth.
Yeah, it works though. It works better if it's with your mouth just.
I mean, Bill and Ted did it that way, so.
That's true.
I think you get the point across if you just do it with your mouth.
Yeah, it works.
Because I gotta go and like plug it in and make sure it's in tune.
Get a cool effect on there and
yeah,
stuff.
dude. You can't just shred without a touch of delay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, how did you, so last time we had you on our podcast, it was Casey Drums.
Yes.
Now it's Casey Strums. How did this happen? How did the change come about?
Well, I got demoted to guitar player. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just, it was kind of like a timing thing. We were about to go on tour, and believe it or not, we had trouble finding guitar players.
No way.
In Nashville. Yeah, it's weird.
What?
Yeah, we just couldn't find anyone that was like
a right fit.
Yeah, because that's our biggest thing. Like we'll look at like personality and because when you're on a little submarine with people all day long. So if they suck, there's no way you don't want to. You'll end up fighting them. So
yeah.
So my little brother just graduated and he's a kick-ass little drummer. So I was like, I've been playing guitar. I'll just step up my game and really try and cram and figure some shit out and bring my little brother in, and it just worked out. The timing worked out.
Yeah, I did not know that your brother is freaking taking up your throat.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Literally big shoes to fill, man. Big shoes.
Yeah. Do you find yourself on stage looking back there and be like, you fucked that Philip?
Yeah. I'm notorious for the death eyes. Like if he fucks up, I just turn around and I'm just like, I will kill you, dude. And his face is priceless because he's like, I know.
Nice.
I'll do better.
Well, that's cool though, man. I mean, like you and him obviously already have like that chemistry, just of like already living together and somehow managing not to kill each other.
Yeah. Plus we're in like my band. He's the drummer in that band too. So we've been working together and I've been grooming him to be a little me.
Yeah, I like it, dude.
That's so crazy.
It is.
Because I remember growing up, like, knowing you, and, like, that's sort of what our group did to you. Because you were, like, I mean, like, I'm 32, and, like, you're how old now?
24.
Okay, and so, like, when I was 25, he was, like...
what, 15?
Yeah, something like
16,
that.
Something
so, like, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And we were just sort of, like, raising him in music, like, shoving all the music we could down his throat.
Yeah, man.
He's like, awesome. Bass, drums, guitar, vocals.
Nice. There you go, man.
Give it all to me.
Well, like playing guitar now and stuff, do you feel like, do you get to be involved with the writing process?
Yes, and that was, so my next transition, or rather my, what my goal is to be a producer, I think. When I grow up, I want to be a producer. So, so it was like, in the world that I'm working in, people need guitar more than they need drums. It's, the backbone of rap is like 808s and those trap hi-hats and snares. Like, if you replace that, it kind of turns into a whole other thing. Not saying you can't, but that's just such a vital part of the sound that drums they're like a novelty in rap. Like, you'll put like a do-do-do-do-do kind of drum fill in, and then it's back to the 808. But it was like, I just wanted to be involved in the studio a little more, and I've been playing guitar since I was like 13, but it pisses me off so much. It's the hardest instrument ever.
Yeah.
So like, it's been a slow process, but I feel like I'm finally getting to a place where I can play. So
yeah. I've been listening to like more of his stuff, and like there's a lot of, it's actually some guitar heavy riffs in there.
Yeah,
and it's like very guitar driven songs. So
yeah,
it's kind of
for sure. That's like that's kind of a in general thing with hip hop. Guitars are just coming back, man.
Yeah,
it's you listen to any of the Atlanta stuff, and there's just guitar riff after guitar riff on that shit. It's really making a comeback. So
I hope that like actual like performances come back like that, you know? I mean, like, there's so many artists out there that just have, like, they'll just, and dude, we talked to a person recently that was just like, they pretty much just grab beats off of, like, just random beats websites, and then that's an entire album that they just put out.
Yeah.
They just put vocals to it, and it's like,
absolutely,
like, musically, it's not challenging, and I guess, like, for, like, somebody like me to really get into that genre and stuff, I've got to find something else other than just, like, just a cool flow of vocals, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like music, so, like...
For sure.
And, I don't know. I think it's kind of making a comeback, like that.
Yeah.
Just being more musically talented.
It's definitely, people are seeing the benefit of having live musicians play with them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, every tour we've gone on, the people that didn't have bands now have bands.
Really?
Yeah, dude, because they see what the band does to the show. It turns it into a show rather than a DJ and a rapper up there, you know. And you don't have to work as hard, I don't think, as a rapper, because you have this group to fall back on, you know.
Yeah.
You're not the sole person up there capturing the attention. You have this group. So I think people are seeing the benefits of it, and I mean, just the difference that it makes for me personally is you know, it's a night and day difference. Like I went and saw Earl Sweatshirt, and I love him. He's such a great rapper, but seeing him live was the most underwhelming experience.
Yeah,
because it was just him and his DJ, and he just stood at the front of the stage like this.
Yeah.
And nobody in the crowd is moving, and you're just listening to this pre-recorded thing. And he doesn't even rap every word. He cuts out the first song.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Can't stand it.
It's like, dude, that's the only thing happening on stage, and it's not even happening right. It's just, I'll never go to another rap show again. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, well, like,
they just lose, like, that's like the soul.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Like, well, you're live show at least.
Yes,
you're watching this guy that's done this song over and over and over, and you can see that he just is like here for his check.
Or something
sometimes. It's just like you see that the passion is gone, and it kind of sucks. But then, you know, you bring the band in, and that guy can stand at the front of the stage all he wants while his band rocks out, and it's the passion.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. That's true, man. Yeah, like, I don't know, I've been getting into NF a little bit more. Like, I listened to his first, I guess, 2 albums, and I found a couple of songs I liked, but I didn't really, like, super dive into it until this last one came out. But, like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of, like, musically driven things in it. I like the style of music that he's writing.
He does a lot of cool, like, build-ups and transitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like NF. It's got some cool stuff.
Yeah. I didn't realize how like, depressing almost that his lyrics are until I tried to listen to it with other people around, and then I was like, wait, kind of super fucking depressing. But, dude, and then you just got off tour.
I did.
Do you got any, like, crazy moments of tour you'd like to share with us? Names changed for, purposes? I don't know.
Man, let me think. Nothing's really coming to mind. This one was, the whole thing was just kind of crazy, man. It was, we did a lot of cool shit. We did, in Texas, we went out on this lake, rented a couple boats and a couple jet skis, and just cut around on the river for, a couple days.
That's cool.
Mobile, Alabama, we took the city over.
That's where I was born, dude. That
really?
Place,
it's
changed so much, dude.
Dude, we, so the 4 bars that are downtown, we just bar hopped between all of them all night.
Nice.
We were so drunk. We were like kicking over trash cans and shit. And, this cop saw us kick a trash can over. And he pulls up on us like we were criminals, man. He just like hops out of his car and he's like, "Which one of you kicked over my trash can?"
Oh my god.
And we were like, I don't know, but we'll go pick it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's the right answer." And then he gets in his car and does like a donut in the parking lot and peels off.
Like leaves tire tracks all over the street.
Dude, he was like, he pulled into this parking lot and just like, and then takes off. We were like, what? We kicked over a trash can, dog. Like, he was so mad about that.
That's like his territory. Like, he's the only cop that works that area for like the past 20 years. Yeah. So like it personally offended him.
Yeah.
He kicked his trash can over.
He does the trash can funding. He's the one that puts all the trash cans up around the city.
He probably peeled out of there and he was like, they thought that was pretty bad.
Yeah. He's like, man, that was cool.
I'm gonna go home and bang my wife missionary style.
Yeah. Dude, we were talking about like we were doing like a I think we were doing like a sessions video, but whenever we were leaving this person's house, we were talking about like peeling out of their driveway and like smashing into trash cans and then like just driving
keep on going.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dude, we should have like an old station wagon that if we take the podcast to people's houses, that's what we show up in and call it the Heckmobile.
Just have a heck written across
and like
the side
every time we leave, we just run over something but keep going. So we're known for like knocking over shit and just leaving.
When people know you're coming over, they like move all this shit off to the side.
It was Ben Peverall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yes.
Fucking awesome.
We just we tried to go to one of his shows last week, I think, and
his style is so fucking good.
We got
live.
He's a maniac, dude.
Yeah.
We got 2 or 3
Yeah,
songs
I think
with
like
him, 2.
I watched the acoustic sessions, right?
Yeah,
so good with the strings.
Yeah. Dude, it turned out so much cleaner than I thought. I was honestly kind of sweating it. I was like, dude, because
that's what we used.
And
the whole
thing?
thing?
The thing up perfectly. I was actually really
that
stoked.
sounded so good.
Mm-hmm. It was clean.
Yeah, that was really cool. He's actually he's worked with me and my band for a little bit. We were getting him on vocals or something, right? Like bass and vocals. Yeah, we were gonna have him in our band for a while, but we couldn't get our shit together. But yeah, man, he's amazing.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, it's just different. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
And I think on our podcast once, we were talking about like how shitty a lot of the stuff on the radio was. And then in the podcast, I was like, your stuff sounds so good, it could be on the radio. And then I was like, motherfucker. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. He should totally.
Backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Whoops. But I want to catch one of their shows sometime soon. I haven't actually done that.
Oh, yeah, dude. So we were going to go see him last week. And we were at the show. We were like getting beers. And he comes up to us and he's like, guys, they canceled on us.
Oh, it was that show?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he told me.
I was so bummed about that. What was that place called? The Old Line? Old Line, yeah. Yeah, don't book a show at the Old Line.
It's Nashville and the venues are insane now. There's so many little ones that have sprouted up. It's hard to really like know what is a good venue to play in Nashville.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. I've been so out of the loop. And it's like, I would say the end is like if you're a smaller band, that one is the easiest to book out. Because all you have to do, the door has to make $200 before you get paid. So it's, that's a fairly easy mark to hit. I think last time we went, it was like, we had to pay them like $5 or something. Like, it was easy peasy.
They've always had good sound and stuff there.
Yeah, and it's the same guy that owns the Exit Ends. And I think it's the same sound guys and everything. So, it's a cool little spot. I saw the Fall of Troy there one time, and it was heaven, dude. It's just such a cool little punk venue.
I know, man. Like
we played there a bunch.
Yeah, I saw Every Time I Die there.
Nice,
dude. That place.
Oh man, I bet they tore that place apart.
They did. They sold it out, and then the end for some reason was like, you guys got to play 2 shows. So like, I got the early show, and then they played a show after that. I didn't get to watch it, but dude, it was fucking nuts. Sold out Every Time I Die.
Yeah,
played.
both times, both shows sold out, and it was the same night. Yeah.
Can you imagine though? Like they go nuts live, doing 2 shows back to back. Fucking, that'd be rough, especially on its voice, man. Well, dude, you guys played a marathon recently, right?
Yeah, dude.
How was that?
Oh, it was a dream. It was also a nightmare. There were so many people, dude. It was like, and I knew everyone. It was like, dude, the backstage was unbelievable. It was just, like, I would walk back there, and it's just, almost 200 people back there. Like, everybody knows everybody.
Backstage?
Backstage.
That's terrifying.
It was crazy, dude. So, like, I barely remember the night, just because the whole night I was like, just go, 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 go. And then I get on stage, I'm like, oh, I'm on stage, okay, play the show. And then get off stage, and I'm like, did that all just happen? Like, dude, it was just chaos, man. Right. But it was like, I saw a video recently of it, and at the beginning of the show, we drop all the lights, and we get the crowd to put their phone lights on, cool, and it was just a sea of people.
Dude,
bro.
that's awesome.
Like,
that's pretty cool.
Crazy in our hometown.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's perfect, man.
I think it was a sellout too, man.
Yeah,
pretty sure we
that's
sold
freaking
it
awesome.
out.
That's freaking massive, dude.
Do you attribute any more of the new success of Jelly with the actual musical instruments?
No, because we've been doing that. Well, since I've been in the band for 6 years now.
Okay.
And we've been pretty steady with keeping at least a guitar and a drummer. Sometimes we'll throw a bass player in there, but it's always steady been guitar and drums. And that was like that for I think a year or two before I came into the picture.
So he's kind of always just been doing that.
That's man. That's kind of been his staple. And that's what makes his shows so great. It's people know they're going to see a real band. So yeah, I mean, in a way, I think it does, but also he's getting out of some deals that were kind of screwing him over, and he's really spinning. Like, he just bought a studio. He's building his world so he can really focus his energy into the music, and that he's been really like doing what he wants to do more than ever, I think, and that's really, that's helping a lot. I don't know. I think he's also in a really good place in life, and it's kind of
showing through.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah. It's great, man. I'm so happy for him and his family, and just to be a part of it, man. It's really cool.
Hey, dude. Well, all right. So we've talked about this. How do you want to kind of go into it, man? But we were talking about possibly just how fucked up stuff is going on right now with the drug situation.
I mean, this podcast was like almost dedicated to the situation going on with like drugs in America, like not even hardcore stuff, just recreational nice things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with a disclaimer. I'm kind of retarded. Okay.
Me too. You're in good company. Don't worry.
I don't know anything about anything, so
Yeah,
those fact checkers out there.
All opinions.
This is just gonna be me bitching about stupid things that I don't like. So, I suppose we should start with some backstory, right?
Yeah.
So, I saw John's comment on one of Joe Rogan's posts about legalizing mushrooms in Colorado.
Yeah, and I think it said psychedelics or something like that, but it might have just been mushrooms or something.
I think it was just mushrooms.
Okay.
But so, do you remember what the comment said? It was something like, where's the boundary? Where's the line?
It said something like, I'm not comparing it to, I'm not saying that shrooms or anything like that are as bad as meth, but I was like, where is the line? Like, meth is still bad, right? Or something.
Right. Yeah, like, where do we stop with, what's the right drugs to legalize and what are the wrong drugs to legalize, I think was your question. And then I messaged you on Instagram, just curious, because I'm a creeper,
slid right into my DM.
Slid into his DM. Got the dick pic. So I guess we can start by, I don't know, just talking about, like, our opinions. My opinion, I think, would say incarcerating for the use of drugs is bad. I think that is... You're not doing the right thing there, because I look at meth and heroin as drugs that kill people. They're bad. They're you watch someone get addicted to a drug and you just watch their life crumble around them. And I think that's why those drugs have such a stigma. And some people have the opinion of just legalize it all. Legalize it. It's your choice. It's your choice. But drugs like that end up affecting more than one person.
Mm-hmm.
You know these people they get addicted to meth and they start stealing from their parents or you know what I mean, they start robbing people. It affects
bath salts and then like they're eating people's
faces. Exactly. It affects more than one person. So I think the drugs that are like that, I totally understand why they're illegal, but I also don't think that we should deal with that problem by tossing them in jail and just saying you're a bad person. Yeah. Go with all these murderers and rapists. Yeah. Because
and then get worse.
Exactly, because then they're I feel like you could go in there and keep your head straight and
detox and stuff like that.
Yeah, detox and start reading books and like I'm pretty good friends with Struggle Jennings and he was in jail for 5 years, I believe. Prison. He was in prison for 5 years and. Man, he did the right thing. He just worked out every day. He read. He studied and really put thought into his life and what he could have done better and what he did wrong. And I think if you go to jail with that in mind, you're gonna be all right. But also, I don't think the prison system gives that opportunity, or maybe they don't really glorify it like they should. You know what I mean?
It's not set up like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a fend for yourself sort of thing, Yeah. So it's hard to say, like, I don't know. I don't have solutions by any means. Yeah. I just think, man, it's stupid, man. It's so stupid, dude.
Dude, I think at the time whenever I put that comment on there, I had a different opinion than I do now. Like, and I don't know. Then I was like, I think we should, clearly, like, if you're doing it, you're not really hurting anybody, and if you're selling it, then maybe that's where, like, you kind of drawing a line. Maybe, like, if you're, I don't know. But I kind of look at it differently now, in the sense that, like, whenever they started, with, like, police officers and stuff, it was set up so where, like, you and me in a situation, like, if you beat the shit out of me, then, like, Chris the cop takes you out of, society, so where you can't be hurting other people anymore, And like with drug use, you're hurting yourself. I'm hurting myself. Who's Chris gonna who are you protecting us?
Yeah.
Like why are you taking us?
Yeah, with that's when you're infringing on my personal rights.
Yeah.
You're deciding for me that
that I can't
I need to be helped by you by throwing me in a cage.
Exactly.
Like that whole thought process doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and so like that's how I feel. I kind of feel now like, man, just for possession charges of like probably any drug. Honestly, if you're gonna be doing like meth or something like that, there's probably something else going on with this person. So maybe get them like psychiatric help or like send them to like a freaking like a rehab facility, mandatory or something to help get that person's life going straight. But like put them in prison, like dude. I don't know. It's like you said, you got them in there with like freaking murderers, like rapists, and all this other shit. And the drugs in prison are worse, dude.
Oh yeah. No, they're fucking making. I watched a thing where they tie like wire to the ends of batteries and put it in water and boil it, and dude, it's like they do the craziest shit in prison. They're so smart. Humans are so. Ingenuous. They're really good at building things. Damn. Humans are crazy, man. But like fucking what is it, like toilet gin and stuff like that. They really do that shit. That's a real thing.
One of my friends is dude. All right, so you might have noticed we got a new back porch or whatever since the last time you were here, and
I'm not that observant,
right? Just like, but no, dude. So like my, I guess, brother-in-law, a lot of people that work with him are in like a halfway home, and they're like on the weekends they don't have anything to do, so they're like, and they can't get out of the house unless they have somewhere to go. So they all came and helped me build my porch. Freaking awesome people. We fed them, like just hooked them up, but they were really good people, and they were telling me about like a lot of random different drugs that they had gotten into, and like before they got in the halfway house and were trying to like get their lives right and stuff. But dude was telling me that they spray wasp killer on like screen mesh and then electrocute it, and it like dries and hardens, and then they smoke it. What the fuck are you smoking wasp killer for, and what does it do to you?
Hang on.
wasp spray?
That's freaking
wasp
insane.
spray. They spray it on a screen.
Yeah, like a metal screen mesh.
And they
like
electrocute it.
Yeah, the car battery.
And then they smoke it.
And then they smoke it.
Who was the first person?
I know. How do you?
That was just like, I just gotta get high, man.
I just like to think that it's kind of like the first dude that discovered fire. So maybe they've got like a screen mesh already hooked up to a battery for some reason, and then they're spraying it, and then it caught it into there, and it like solidified.
Maybe
and then
they were working on their car.
Fire and
Yeah, maybe they were working on their car.
Yeah.
And there was a wasp's nest in the car.
Yes.
So they sprayed it, and something happened, and they were
inhaled it. I don't know, man, but yeah, there's some
and they were like,
drugs out there, dude.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I killed the wasp, and I'm high. Like,
And
it's a win-win.
going with that though, like, is the cop gonna make that illegal? Like, how do you know when a drug is a drug? You know what I mean? Like, is this wasp spray now illegal?
Yeah, like, am I going to jail for possession of wasp spray? Like,
Yeah.
what is...
do I have to have like wasp spray, a metal mesh, fucking like jumper cables, and like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what are you getting about me on? I don't know.
Taking you in, man. I found a metal screen in your back seat.
You're done.
I know what this is
spray.
for.
Yeah.
I know exactly what this is for.
Think you're slick, huh?
Son of a bitch. But you were telling me this, man. Like I think whenever we were talking, you said like with like weed possession charges and stuff like that, you could be smoking with a officer in like one state and then get arrested in another. So it's like, I don't know. It's so fucked up.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. So that brings me to my predicament, right? So I'm dealing with the court system right now in what's it, Williamson County, I guess.
Franklin and shit.
Yeah, I got pulled over in Fairview, right across the
good old boy land.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right across the border of Burns and Fairview.
Nice.
I was going the speed limit. I was doing everything right. They pulled me over for not having tag lights.
Tag lights?
Uh-huh. Does your car have tag lights?
I don't even know. Like,
nobody knows.
Yeah.
I looked at my car after the fact.
Yeah.
And I have tag lights and they're functioning, but it's just like pushed up above the tag, so you can't really see it.
Dude, that is pushing it. That's like reaching
Fairview
for
and Dixon cops are like that though.
Yeah.
Like when I
lived
here,
any
yeah,
reason, dude.
I got pulled over 3 or 4 times in a row for the same stuff within like a few days, and I'm like, I'm getting it handled. Will you give me a chance here? I got pulled over in broad daylight for a headlight out, and I was like,
my headlights
dude. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
The
In Fairview.
sun is right there.
Yeah, in Fairview, I got pulled over for one of my headlights being out in broad daylight. I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm working right now."
Yeah.
How about I know my headlights out? That's why I'm driving during the day.
Yeah. It's freaking ridiculous, man.
But go on, you got pulled over.
Yeah, so it's like 3 days after Christmas, and I'm just driving down the road talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and I see the blue lights. I'm like, shit, I'm getting pulled over.
Yeah.
I'll call you back.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull over, and the cop walks up. You know, he's asking me normal questions. Asked me for the license and registration, and I'd already got it out of my glove box.
Mm-hmm.
I have it all in this little envelope thing. Hand him the envelope. He's going through it. He's like, where's your insurance? I'm like, it should be in there. He's like, no, it's not. And I was like, okay. So open up my glove box again, looking through to see if my insurance is there. I don't know that his partner is standing on this side of the car. God. And I had a little green container. Looks like it's just a little green container. And it's for, it's what they put weed in. Mm-hmm. So he tells his partner or whatever, and he goes, "Sir, what's in that green container in your glove box?" And I was like, "There's nothing. I don't know." Here you go. He opens it up, smells it. He goes, "This smells like weed." And then he shows me, he's like, "What's that?" Literally fucking 3 crumbs in the bottom of the fucking...
You should have just tilted it up and just fucking ate that shit,
dude. He was like, "What is that?" I was like, "I don't know. It looks like weed. I don't know."
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, well, we're going to search your car now. I was like, go ahead, please do. And so they searched through everything. I have all all my Christmas gifts and stuff in the back, and they're like going through all that.
Wow.
And of course they don't find anything. So he's like, all right, well, we didn't find anything, but this does have marijuana residue. I could take you to jail right now, but you're a pretty straight shooter, so I'm just gonna give you a citation. So, you know, that all happens. I'm like, whatever, I got this citation. So I start going to court for it, and I'm thinking this is gonna be easy. I have no prior charges, nothing on my record, right? They will not offer anything less than a half a year of full-on probation.
Really?
Yeah.
And you can't leave the state, right? Or something like
I
that.
have to get permission from my PO office. So I'm telling my lawyer, like, that's impossible.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's not happening. I cannot do that.
Your work requires travel.
I have to pay the PO officer to go piss in that cup.
Yeah, exactly.
How am I going to make the money to go piss in that cup?
Yeah,
if I can't go to work.
Yeah, dude.
So it just turned into this whole thing, and I'm still dealing with it, but they still will not budge. They're trying to, so they're just trying, they have to give me 6 months probation. The last thing they offered was, they wanted me to piss in a cup while I'm on the road.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, mail it to them?
And mail it to them.
Do you just
so they call me, they go, hey, you have 48 hours to piss in a cup and send it to us. What if I'm on a tour bus in the middle of New Mexico in a fucking hotel and there's not a FedEx for the next 300 miles?
For real, dude.
What do I do?
Yeah.
I just go to jail for you know, skipping out on my PO? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
You gotta overnight piss to them?
Yeah.
It's so retarded.
So
you just tell me when they want it, and I'll just piss in something and mail it to them. I'll piss in a Ziploc bag for you, dude.
That's the other thing. Like, I'm not trying to screw anybody over, and I'm not trying to get myself in trouble, but it would be the easiest thing in the world to just be like, hey, piss in this cup for me real quick.
Dude, it's just a
kidding?
hubris thing. It's like them pulling their balls out at you. They're like,
Exactly.
oh, well, we'll give you this, but you still gotta do this for us. It's some impossibly stupid thing, like overnight us a fucking Ziploc bag full of piss. Don't really care where it comes from.
Yeah, as long as it's just a bag of piss, we're good.
This dude in our office has a thing about mouthwash and piss, so he just fucking needs it.
Old Fred, he tests it for us. We don't even run it through a system. He
That's
just
what I was
pushes it
telling
around a little bit,
I swear to God,
spits it out, and he can tell
dude,
us.
I bet you anything, these fucking guys that are like drug testing a lot of people, it's not even like you would think it's all scientific, and they're like, this turn screen, it's got that, he's just like... And then they're like, yeah, he did.
Tastes like weed.
Yeah, he did weed.
Get him out of here.
I can taste it.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 20 years.
These are refined taste buds. He's got a little gold spoon that he like...
It can't be blemished. It can't be blemished. Dude, yes. I think that's how it works.
But yeah, so check out what I'm charged on. I'm charged with attempted paraphernalia.
Attempted paraphernalia?
Attempted paraphernalia.
What
now
does
let's
that
work
even
this
mean,
out,
dude. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
So if you get charged with attempted murder, you tried to kill somebody, right? You failed.
Yeah.
You tried to kill somebody. Now, attempted paraphernalia. What is paraphernalia? Paraphernalia is anything that you use to consume a drug.
Yeah.
Right? Which, you know, you could argue that a container holding the drug could be considered paraphernalia.
You can turn that into paraphernalia, right? Like a can.
I mean,
if I
anything could be paraphernalia.
You just poke a few holes in it, and it's a pipe. That's paraphernalia right there.
Yeah.
So, attempted paraphernalia means what exactly?
I don't know. I thought you were going to explain it. Damn it.
Well, I know. I got nothing.
What that means?
There's no way to
absolutely
explain
nothing.
it. There's no way to explain
I tried to have a container that holds drugs. How do you even make sense of that?
Williamson County, we know you're watching. Tell us what that is.
Please. But so I'm taking this to trial if they don't give me what I want, and I'm just gonna waste our taxpayers' dollars on this stupid fucking law for a drug that's legal in how many states now?
Yeah, I mean, like hopefully all of them.
Dude, and what's crazy? If I had the receipt to prove that I bought that container in a legal state, they can't charge you with something that the government has taxed you on.
Oh, dude, what?
But I don't have the receipt to prove it. So that container that I got in a legal state, with no weed in it, just little residue.
You were taxed on that, dude. What the fuck?
The government took money from me on that weed. and now the government is trying
that is
to
so
give me probation
dude.
for
That
it.
is so messed up. I didn't know that part either, dude. That's insane.
I could be making that up. I mean, fuck,
it sounds pretty legit, though, dude. To me, that sounds legit.
I've heard that from a few different people, but you know how that goes.
I wonder how that works. Like, does your name have to be on a receipt or something like that? Like,
I don't know. I feel like if you get the receipt from the place, and you go, no, I bought this.
Yeah.
This is completely.
This
is a legal. This is a legal taxed purchase.
Yeah. That is
so
insane, man.
strange,
I didn't
man.
never think about that. I've got like a, I don't know. I mean, I know some people, and like that would, I guess that would be a way that you could be like clean from doing stuff.
Like I said, don't take anybody listening, don't try to get away with murder.
I've got a question, man. So, have you bought anything in like Colorado, in a legal state?
Yeah.
So how's the process work? Do you actually like? I know it's not medical in like Colorado. It's just legal now, right? So you can just. I mean, there's smoke shops everywhere.
Yeah. So there's a big difference between recreational and medical.
Yeah.
So if you go to a recreational shop, it's literally like walking into a liquor
like
store.
A vape shop type thing.
Yeah.
Or?
I mean, there's a lot more. So like usually you walk into this room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's blocked off or whatever. It's like a waiting room at a doctor's office, right?
Oh, that's weird.
And so you show them your ID, and they check you in or whatever, and then you just wait there and they call your name.
And they're cool if you're like out of state and stuff like that. You show
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No, at recreational states.
Yeah.
That it's just like you have to be 21 years old. That's it. You walk into
that's
that
so
place,
cool.
show them your ID. You have to have an ID too.
Yeah.
But you show them your ID, and then you just walk in, and the weed doctor says, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
So you give them your specs or whatever, and they're like, okay, well, we've got this strain, this strain, this strain, and this strain, and this has this percentage of THC, this has this percentage of CBD, this is our best seller. That it's like a whole, they give you the little show.
Wow.
They kind of tell you like what affects, like.
Yeah, you can.
That's so cool.
That's
yeah,
really
they give
cool.
you a little, a rundown of each weed, and it's super cool because there's the taboo's gone.
Yes.
You're not sitting there like, okay,
when are the cops gonna show?
Yeah, like what? And the other thing, like here in Tennessee, if you buy weed, they're like, yeah, dude, I got some Blue Dream, and it's like something their grandpa grew. Yeah, it's
exactly.
like, yeah, this isn't Blue Dream, but yeah, it's really cool to go in and actually get to choose which strain you want, and if you're spending a lot of time there, you can, you just get to enjoy weed.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to be enjoyed.
Well, and like that's one thing that I was listening to before. I was like, dude, we seriously have to do this podcast. But it was talking about how like if they did just legalize drugs across the board, like there's other countries that have done that, and it's shown like a huge decline in a lot of other things because like there's such a taboo to it. So like if you're going out and buying something harder than weed, like everybody's got weed, but like if you go and buy like fucking crack or something like that, it's in a sketchy situation already anyways,
You're putting yourself in danger to get this drug.
Yeah, but they said that like petty crimes and stuff like that have gone down dramatically since, not even just like drug related charges obviously have disappeared since they're legalized now, but like just petty crimes like burglary and stuff like that are really diminished.
Well, it's I feel like people that are really addicted to drugs like that, they live for that drug. That is what consumes their day and their thoughts and all that. They live for it. So, in a world where they have to hide it from everybody, they're gonna rob, they're gonna steal, they're gonna be sneaky, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. But in a world where it's completely legal, I don't know the statistics, but like it seems like the people that are hardcore about it are gonna get what they want, and the people that want to try it, I guess, or if the government's saying come, you can buy this. Yeah. The people that want to try it may be less likely because there's no
like taboo to it.
Yeah, there's no fun behind it. I guess it's just a drug that you get high on. Well, I don't know, man.
And the weird thing too, like I mean, so you were saying like people that like just live for it and stuff. Dude, alcoholics, man. They're already, like, alcohol, you're getting fucked up. I've talked to some people that are drunk that I can have no conversation with, have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. They are just like in no business doing anything but being like in a house somewhere contained.
Yeah.
But then I've talked to people that are like completely fucked up on something else, and I can talk to them. But but what I'm trying to say is, man, like there's functioning alcoholics out there. You know what I mean? So like and that's just illegal. And it's legal, you know, and like.
Yeah, I mean that's the oldest argument in the book, and it's the most valid. I mean, you're gonna sell alcohol to the people, which it kills people. It literally kills people. Like not only just from car crashes, but from your liver giving out.
And like detoxing from alcohol is like you can detox from all the other drugs, and you're like totally fine. Yeah. Alcohol, if you have been a steady alcoholic for years and you try to cold turkey, your body will shut down.
Yeah,
like you'll
it can kill you.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's crazy, and I don't know. I feel like most people in this world know the difference now. Like there was this whole propaganda about how evil it is, but you know, I feel like people have woke up to that, and that's all we can do is just wake up to reality, and eventually, you know, I think the government is gonna do the right thing, because you look at these states that have legalized it and the money they're making, you can't turn down that money, man. Like we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars just from a crop. Like this is the next corn. You know what I mean?
Well, all right, I've got a question. Okay, so first, in the smoke shops that you've gone to, price-wise, what are you thinking?
Okay.
Like better or worse, or
so much better, bro.
Really?
So much better. So
like cheaper?
Here, fuck yeah, dude. Here you'll get you can get an eighth for $35 if you're lucky, but usually $40 to $50 for an eighth. $25.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Holy shit.
For like 25%.
I would have thought that was so much different. I would have thought that it was more expensive since they've got like a storefront and all that stuff.
Hell no. With the weed, it depends on where you're going, you know, what shop you're at, what state too. I mean, it also depends so medical is going to be the more expensive stuff. But you also have to have a medical card. You have to flash a medical card. They'll have like the medical section and the recreational section. Can't touch any of that.
A lot stronger or something?
Yes, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if you can get a medical card, fucking do it, because it's
nice.
It's again night and day difference, man.
My eyes get really like dry a lot. I don't know if that would do anything, but after the LASIK, my eyes have been fucked up. I mean,
really?
Yeah, like true story. I'm gonna see a doctor. But I'm probably fucked up. But no,
like I'm starting to wonder if it's real or not.
I got glaucoma, maybe, dude. I'm just no. But dude, well, all right. So that's the first question. Do they have dank at the recreation places? Like some just horrible.
So, do you know about moon rocks?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll take the buds of the weed, right? And it's already really, really potent weed. And then they'll roll that weed in resin.
Oh, all right, yes, I've heard about that.
They'll sprinkle keef on top of that. See ya later, dude. You smoke a blunt of that, you're just like,
I can't move my body.
Can you hand me the remote?
Nice. But yeah,
man. No, it's crazy weed. All purple, purple and orange.
Yeah.
Tastes like
them not legalizing it.
See, I feel like that's the beauty of legalization, because you get so many more people are able to experiment and grow and create these new things and not be worried about somebody busting their ass.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's what the battle was at the beginning of it. When it just started getting legalized and they just started putting up storefronts, it was still federally illegal. Yeah. So they were legally, in the state, they were legally opening up this shop and legally selling the weed, but then they would get raided by the ATF because it's federally illegal.
That's stupid.
And,
unbelievable.
I agree, man. And, we talked about CBD pretty heavily on one of our podcasts, but it might have been, we might have talked about it with you? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I think it was with the Strat Fitness.
Oh. But, well, at the time, like, I remember whenever CBD was kind of, like, just starting out. Now it's fucking exploded. And everybody's like, it'll cure. You got a small dick? Take CBD.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, but there's, like, they're pretty much saying it's, like, cures everything. But, and I mean, I think it's kind of, like, whatever.
Which I think that stems from the fact that they know that it can reduce inflammation in the body.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, inflammation is like the main cause of a lot of freaking things with humanity. Like autoimmune disorders are because of inflammation in the body. So like things like diabetes, freaking anything that's autoimmune is caused by inflammation because your body is trying to cure what's wrong with you, and it over cures and it causes it to attack itself.
Like neglects other places.
Yeah, because it's like, I gotta get rid of this because of inflammation. So CBD reduces inflammation, so they're like, it can cure anything.
Yeah.
So.
But I think, like, the reason I bring up CBD is, like, I feel like that's kind of where, hopefully, at least marijuana is going to sometime soon. Because if you look at, like, some of the smaller towns, I think it was, like, Smyrna, Tennessee, had a CBD shop, but they closed that. Yeah. They closed the shop. Like, the sheriff was like, you can't work here. That's illegal.
Yeah, no, I think I saw that. The sheriff was like, they were like, the interviewer was like, do you understand the purpose of CBD? And he was like, it's to get high.
Yeah,
it's to get high.
Exactly.
That's what the purpose is. That's the only purpose. It's to get high.
Yeah.
And you could just see on his dead eyes that he's just empty in his head.
The eyes of a shark.
Yeah. Dude, seriously, he's just like, there. Yeah. We should illegalize.
And then he goes home and gets fucking wasted. Like,
he hits his wife.
Yeah. But I think the interviewer brought up, he was like, they sell this stuff at Walmart, right? The same thing. And he's like, we'll shut them down too.
We'll look into that.
Shut down Walmart.
I'm like, all right.
Good luck with that, idiot.
But, so, like, that's, hopefully, that's, like, where we're heading. Because they see that they can do that with CBD, and I don't know.
They're making hella money off that in Tennessee, too.
Much, dude.
So they have to look at that and go, oh, okay, we're on to something.
Yeah.
And also, Kentucky has the best soil to grow. And I'm sure Tennessee has fantastic soil, too. It's like, it makes so much sense, man.
Yeah.
Like, we just, I don't know.
And there's so many other things dealing with marijuana that is not about getting high as well. Like hemp. That is, I mean, you can do so many things with that also, aside from smoking weed,
You can make clothes, you can make, you can make paper, you can make everything out of that.
Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. I got a question, man. Do you know, like, with, whenever they do legalize it in a state, do the people, like, kind of almost get grandfathered into the prison system? Like, if you got caught with, like, possession and you're in jail or in prison, do you get released?
I think that's called exoneration.
So you stay in prison?
No. If your state passes a law that you are in jail for breaking, or they whatever. If say you got caught with a pound of weed. I think if it's just for possession, you'd be out. You're out as soon as it passes.
That'd be awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah.
Now with intent to sell, if they got you on intent to sell, that could be a totally different story. I don't know how it works.
That's what we were talking about. I think whenever we were originally talking about that Instagram thing, like the intent to sell, I think maybe is like where legally people would like draw the line on stuff.
And that's where I feel weird about it too. Like, because if we're talking about someone that sells, crack and heroin and meth and stuff, like you're kind of adding to the problem.
Yeah.
But then again, they're just trying to make money somehow that they know. So, and that shit has gone on since before, our grandparents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a new thing. And then it also comes to, I don't trust the government to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were doing weird shit to the weed that they sell us.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
It's,
you can't make a right decision, it seems like. And I don't know shit, so got no solutions, but I think it's stupid, man.
Dude.
What I hope that doesn't happen, though, is I heard that one of the presidential candidates, I think it was Joe Biden, they were drilling him on legalization of marijuana. And like what he wants to do is, it's the wrong way to do it, by the way, but basically like the way that it is on the federal level is marijuana is at the same level as heroin on the list of
like Schedule 1
lethality or whatever it
so
is.
Stupid. But yeah.
But he basically just wants to move it farther down on the list to not let it be at that level, so that essentially it could be legalized medically across the board, but not necessarily recreationally across the board. So he wants to basically put it in the hands of the pharmaceutical companies, which that is a very terrible thing.
How about put it in the hands of the state?
Yeah.
Let the state decide.
Yeah.
Like, I can totally understand, the pharmaceutical company, the same company that's fucking ruining people's lives.
Yeah,
like,
it costs like $1,000 for fucking insulin shots and stuff like that. Those people, it's a great idea.
It's gonna be terrible if that happens.
It's pretty dumb. I don't
like
that.
It's gotta be done in a way that makes it legal recreationally and legal medically.
I was telling Chris,
if you take away that recreational thing and give it to the pharmaceutical companies, it's gonna be a disaster, man.
Dude, alright, I'm calling it here. I might have called it on our last one, and I think I definitely have talked to you about this, but you know how like Obama, right before running his second time, legalized gay marriage, which, like, why was it illegal or whatever, but he legalized gay marriage across the board, and everybody's like, Obama is our savior, and then, like, reelected. I'm pretty sure the ace in the hole for freaking Trump is going to be, legalizing marijuana. Can you imagine
he'd be a smart man for doing it, man. Dude, I don't put it past him just because he is a businessman. He knows money. I guarantee you he's looked at those charts telling him how much money these states have made. Bro, I guarantee you he's looked at that.
Yeah.
And, you know, fuck, if he does it,
that's a good ace in the hole.
That's an ace in the hole.
I'm pretty sure I talked about that like years ago.
Yeah.
Because whenever they were talking about stuff and all this stuff was happening with Trump, I was like, you watch. I was like, that's going to be his power move.
We're calling it. And Trump, if you're watching, we called this shit.
Yeah.
Called it.
That's going to be his power move.
We'll tweet. I remember when gay marriage got legalized. It was so random.
It was
like I just woke up one day and they're like all over the news. It's like,
that's exactly how it
happened, dude. And I was like, oh, all right. But I
think
it's gonna be like that again with weed. I think we're just gonna wake up one day and they're gonna be like, it's federally legal.
Dude, yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Okay.
Dude, wait. Okay. Were there gay people in prison waiting to get out because they got married? Now.
No, I didn't hear anything about that.
No, I'm just cause like if they legalized weed, like there'd be a lot of people that were caught with possession charges that get like released.
If a gay dude got arrested for getting married,
are you married?
Who's the cop?
Are you two married?
Is that a ring on your finger, boy?
Is that a dick in your ass? You're in prison. Dude, I wonder.
In the backwoods of Texas, so it probably is a thing somewhere, dude.
I got these two locked up.
Couldn't pull them apart.
Kind of didn't want to.
Dude, so I'm just wondering if that would ever happen. I mean, there's how many million people in America? There had to be one gay
That's
couple
worth a
locked
Google,
up.
dude.
Yes.
That's definitely worth a Google.
I'm just throwing that one out there, guys. It's this coconut water.
Coconut water.
Refreshing.
Brought to you by. Brought to you by Hawaiian coconut. Is that what the company's called?
See that? When I read it, that's what I was wondering. I
believe so, man.
Hawaiian coconut. It's the coconut that you can drink
from Hawaii. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna Google that one later on. So gay people released from prison.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna happen, dude.
It has to, right? I mean, what, are we just going to wait for every state to individually do it, you know? I don't think that's... I don't know. And, dude, I've been driving around here in Nashville, and there's CBD shops that look exactly like as soon as it's legal, they're going to transfer over. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
They probably already got the weed in the back ready to sell. You know, like, it's... These shops are getting so legit that it's... I don't know. I really think that it's happening soon. Yeah. And I hope it does. I hope it happens before this stupid fucking trial goes down, because I can just be like, no, tried to get me, couldn't get me.
Dude, Well,
attempted paraphernalia in my ass.
I know. What in the fuck, dude?
That's
Like,
so
attempt to kiss this ass, motherfucker.
Yeah. Hell yeah. How long has that been going on, dude? Like, how long ago did you get pulled over?
Christmas. So
Really?
it was 2018, yeah.
Wow.
That's so fucked, dude.
Yeah, I've gone to court 3 times. Or, no. So the first time was at the Fairview court.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't take the deal. So we were like, no, we got it bound over. So that
Did you
means...
have your attorney with you?
Uh-huh.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So that means it got moved up to criminal court, right?
Yeah.
So we go to criminal court, and he talks to the district attorney. They're trying to give me the same thing. So we just left. We didn't even sit for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You dick guy.
Yeah. So he went and represented me for like a review case or something.
Mm-hmm.
So now in September, I think the 9th, I have to go back. And
That's just expensive, dude.
yeah,
Paying for an attorney and stuff.
not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun. Over. I don't even want to get back into it.
It's so stupid.
It's not
I
even
mean,
like
that's the dumbest
dude.
thing
I'm
I've
telling
ever
you,
heard about it,
my
dude.
grandma couldn't even got high off the amount
Yeah,
that was in
yeah.
it. Like it's just
Wow.
so stupid, man.
That's
Smells like weed.
Did they put
So
it in a
it's-
bag? You got like a.
That's the thing.
evidence
So
bag?
so we're waiting on discovery, which means the evidence that they found against me, right? So we put in for discovery. I would like to see that they still have the container and evidence
and get that shit back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So we're waiting on them to send evidence. I guess they have a video, which I think will help in my case because I was just as honest as could be.
Yeah.
And, whatever. But, it's just, we're just waiting, dude. Waiting. And I'm going to fight it. I'm not just gonna let them bully me, dude. Because it's just such a
See, that's what they wanted.
Yeah, they think I'm just gonna take whatever they give to me.
Yeah.
But this is just one of those things where it's worth the fight because something needs to be done about it.
Yeah.
And if it takes me, the worst that can happen is I get a year of probation. So. Fuck it, I'll take that chance. I'm not going to jail. You know, I'll go on probation if I lose this trial. But I really think if I go to trial and I have to sit in front of a jury, they're gonna look at the video of me going, yes sir, yes officer, absolutely, yes. Yeah, no, that's probably weed, yes sir. You know, they're gonna see that and be like, this kid is just fucking like a criminal? No, you know what I mean? So it's worth and. Also, I think the judge is going to go, get this out of my fucking court. Like, who is wasting my time? Get out of here.
I've got like
he's going to read
he's
going to read attempted paraphernalia and be like, what is this?
You're in trial for I got a jury of your peers here for what? Like, you're going to be mad at me. You know what I mean?
There's going to be a jury there and stuff?
If it goes to trial,
holy shit,
if I don't take any of these deals,
keep going.
We're going to trial, and I'm gonna have to stand in front of a judge and say, "Are you putting me in jail or what?" Because this is retarded.
That's ridiculous.
You know.
Dude, well, you let us know when the trial is, okay?
We'll show up. Dude, yeah.
Free Casey.
the day after, I'll be on this podcast smoking a joint. Like, I'm free, bitch.
Get me. Dude, yes. Well, at least let us know for sure, like, what is attempted paraphernalia whenever we find that out.
I'll make a point to ask the judge. I will. I'll be like, before we're done here, what is attempted paraphernalia?
Can you define that for me?
I would just like to know. Because to me, that is nonsense.
Make believe. If we're just making up words here, Alakazuma. Yeah.
Alakazuma, Your Honor.
Yeah. I plead that. Dude, so what are your goals now, or your plans for Jelly Roll? Are you guys going back on tour pretty soon? You guys gonna be recording?
We gotta get him on the podcast.
Dude,
Yeah, dude. I said that I was gonna make that happen, and I didn't, and I feel like an asshole for that. But I will make that happen. I promise. Yeah, this is my second time promising.
Double promise.
Double promise.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just we're in the studio now. We're taking advantage of this new studio he bought, and we're kind of just hunkering down for the rest of the year. Our idea is we're gonna try to smash out fucking 2-3 albums worth of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Just crank it out, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got some pretty big festivals coming up. The one that I'm most stoked for is, we're playing Red Rocks in Colorado.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
wait,
hell yeah.
we're opening for Tech Nine and Cess Crew and, fuck, who else? Chris Calico.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. We're also on this. We're on a festival. God, what is it called? I can't remember. It's but headlining is Guns N' Roses and Ice Cube. And
Is that is it here?
No, it's in Kentucky, I think.
Okay.
Is
There's
it? It
one
might
called,
be
like,
Louder Than Life.
Yeah, that's in Kentucky, I'm pretty sure. But there's one that's called Exit. I think that's more like a rock metal thing. But Guns N' Roses is like headlining. I was like, what the fuck? But
That might be the one.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
we've got a couple big festivals, big rock festivals like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one is.
Is he doing a lot of his own like you said he got kind of like released from a lot of stuff that was holding back? Is he doing a lot of his own?
He's on his own now. He works with, God, yeah, no, I think he's completely independent now.
Do this?
He the last album that he dropped, he did an album called Whiskey Sessions 2, and that was his final one as a signed on contract. That was the last album that he owed. So then this last one that he put out called Crosses and Crossroads was the beginning of his like completely independent thing. So yeah, man, he's always been independent. He's never been signed to a record label or anything. It's always been like publishing companies and that sort of thing.
I think that's the way to do it, man. Like, especially after having some popularity, like having a back with it, and then now he can go off on his own. I mean,
he's got complete control of his back catalog, and that's where like
he can anything with it, like
anything with his name on it, except for maybe a few albums. But I'm pretty sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of his main stuff is directed right to him.
That is freaking awesome,
dude. I'm telling you, in today's world, you have all the tools to do everything. Record labels are going out of fucking business.
Yeah,
they mean nothing anymore. You can do everything you want to do at your house in your basement. You know what I mean? Like of course,
and good quality,
going to
like, dude, shit. I've been hearing some stuff that just local people are putting out. I'm like,
yeah, it's all just it's at your fingertips. You just got to find it, and then you've got these distribution websites like CD Baby and TuneCore, and DistroKid, and all you have to do is get the WAV file of your song and plug it into that website.
Yeah,
it's all over the internet. Yep, it's all over, and every stream that you get puts it in your bank. Yeah, like it's really cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on, the festivals. We got a few shows here and there, but yeah, we're mostly just doing studio now. And also my band, we're still in the works, but we're really, really, really close to getting this EP finished. Yeah. I think we got like a couple guitar solos, a couple drum tracks, and some vocals, and we're done. Which is exciting. That's something I've been taking on for a while now, and it's like the whole thing has been a learning process from beginning to now. Still, I mean, it's I've been recording it all. I've been producing it all. Me and my friend Riley, we've just been sitting in my basement busting ass, and it's paying off. I think I don't know if this is going to be our breaking album by any means, but it's been really fun to dig into the process of writing an album and recording it and trying to produce it up and like trying to figure out who's going to play what, and it's hard. It's not easy by any means, and it's like meticulous. Like mixing is so weird, dude.
Oh,
you just sit there and like
the little details, man.
You just bring up the EQ a little bit. Yeah. And, okay, that guitar riff sounds good, and then bring the volume down just a little. Okay, that's right. Okay. And then you listen to it the next day, and you're like, "That sounds like shit. What was I thinking?"
Turn that up so much.
Dude, it's crazy. And you just I think the hardest thing is getting to a point where you're like, okay, this is done. It's not perfect, but it's done. Yeah. I can move on to the next thing. Because you can sit there for hours with just one guitar snippet, trying to find the right fucking tone for it.
Yeah, dude, yes.
And you can just drive yourself crazy over it, man. And it gets to a point where you're like, I can't spend hours on this one guitar riff. I have a whole song to tend to.
Yeah.
You gotta pick and choose. And like as you get better, you start getting faster and stuff, but when you're dumb like me and you're real slow, you can't put a whole lot of time into all that.
Like one thing that I heard, it was actually like an author, and he was talking about books, but you could apply it to music too.
Yeah.
And he was saying like whenever you write your first book, he was like put it in a closet, put it in a drawer somewhere for like at least a few weeks. Just let it sit, and then go back and reread it, and then be like, okay, because your ears, like whenever you're mixing and stuff like that, you're so close to it, and you're like maybe focusing really hard at this one point at like just making sure this guitar part sounds right or something.
Yeah.
And then you walk away from it for a little while and then come back to it and hear it with like fresh ears, kind of to be like, wait, that guitar sounds perfect.
Yeah.
I fucking love how that accents this, and you maybe never heard it before, you know?
Totally. There's a weird thing about our brains where either sleeping or just time away.
Yeah.
Like that I've found that like I'll be playing a guitar riff, you know, and like, you know, I'm playing it, and I get to a point where I'm like, you know, that's pretty good. I can remember that.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, wake up the next day, pick up my guitar, and I play it better than ever.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing that our brain, like a lot of our learning is done in our sleep.
Yeah,
it's so strange,
dude. It's so like with boxing and stuff, they say with a speed bag you can only go so fast every day. So like if you start out this one day and you can only hit it this fast or whatever, you can practice for like 2 hours and you're only hitting it that fast, and you're never gonna get faster than your fastest point of that day. But then it's your slow twitch fibers. So like your guitar and stuff like that does the same, and I imagine drums too, like just because it's pretty similar. But but you have to sleep for those to like recharge and like heal themselves and stuff.
And build up, right?
Yeah, and I learned that with guitar too, man. Like I'll be playing a song or play a guitar riff, and whenever I write it, it's sloppy as shit, and I'll just keep practicing it, and I can't like.
And it's not cleaning up. Yeah.
And then I'll go back to like the next day or 2 days later, and I'm just like, I'll fucking nail that guitar riff, and like. But yeah, sleep, man.
Wow, that is so strange. Because like I've never really fully thought about that.
Yeah.
That's what affects it.
Yeah.
But like I'm thinking back at stuff that has happened in my life, and I'm like, wow, that's right.
Yeah. Like you wake up and you're like, I got this.
I mean, even going from like, because I play video games constantly, like even going from a gaming standpoint. Like,
dude, totally.
I feel like I'll be sitting there playing like, just for example, Destiny. I'm like on a huge Destiny kick, but like PvP. I'll be like, playing people, and I just keep getting annihilated. I'm like, damn it, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm just like killing everybody, and I'm like,
it's a daily thing, man. Yeah. I play a lot of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And that one's like that big time. You'll have a day where you're like, I can't shoot him. I can't do it. And then the next day you're just like going 30-2.
Yeah.
You know,
you're just like godlike. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dark Souls is like that too. Like you'll be on a boss all day long, and then you go to sleep and you wake up and you get him first try. You're like, that was easy, dude.
Yeah.
Have you played Shakira?
No, I almost bought that the other day.
You need to get it.
I really want to get it. I'm not on console. I'm PC.
Oh, there you go. No, don't have it. Sorry.
That's okay.
Dude, swear to God, fucking.
It's a good freaking game.
Yeah.
I watched the gameplay footage, and it looks so cool. I love like samurai lore. It's super cool.
It's so hard, dude.
Yeah, like
stupid hard.
I'm such a huge fan of like stealth-based, any kind of stealth-based video games.
Yeah.
It's like my jam, and like freaking that game, like.
That is like I've stealth killed bosses. Like
you can. A lot of them you can end up getting like they have multiple health bars. So some of them you can get at least once before you go into the fight, and like have to really fight them. Or some of them you can like get once and then distract them somehow or get away.
And then
get
come
them
back
again.
to them and get, dude, it's a fucking awesome game.
It's a really fun game.
Especially if you like Dark Souls, kind of just like.
I don't. I hate it. It's the worst game I've ever played.
Yeah.
I love Dark Souls.
Until Bloodborne 2 comes out, that's been like a good.
I never played Bloodborne.
Oh, good God.
So I never played
that.
it.
So good.
Like that's probably one like. Out of the 30-something years I've been gaming, that's probably one of my favorite games that has ever been made. Bloodborne.
It's so good, dude.
Like everything about it is just
Yeah.
I watched my friend play for a little bit, and I loved the art style. It was so interesting. It was so gloomy too.
The sound, the environments, like the weapons, the character development, just everything about it is just.
Actually, the story is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Is it as empty as Dark Souls, story wise and like character wise? Like it's super sparse.
A little bit better, but and then it gets
like,
to a part of the game, you're like, wait,
when
what
you
the
first
fuck?
start playing it, it's one thing, and then after a certain point in the game, you're like, what in the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it just it goes to a whole different left field, and you're like, oh my god. And then you get to the end, and it goes even farther in this other direction. You're like, okay. Like, but what happened?
Yeah. Dark Souls, though, like you said, there's like nothing. You're just like.
Do you know the story behind that? Like why exactly it's like that? It's pretty interesting.
Not too much, but
the developer, he started with like fantasy stuff. He's this Japanese guy. Who started reading these like Norwegian Viking lore kind of books, right? Couldn't understand the language, so he kind of pieced it together. Like in his own mind, and would only be able to pick up on so much of the story as he went. So when he created Dark Souls, he sort of mimicked his own understanding of when he would read these books.
Dude,
like
awesome.
He just picks up on little snippets and kind of pieces it together as he goes through the book. And so that's why his games are so sparse, because that's how he was introduced into that world. I thought that was really cool, like how that carries over.
The crazy thing about Norwegian, I didn't know that, but the newest game that he's developing is Norwegian lore based.
Yeah.
Vikings.
I don't know what it's gonna be called.
Like Vikings and everything else
like
that.
It's the dude that made fucking Game of Thrones. Him and the dude that made
George R. Martin. He's working with the guy that does.
He's doing like the story more.
Dude.
And God, what is that game called though?
I can't remember, dude. It looks amazing though. Something about swords or something like that. Something.
I don't remember the name of it, but the only thing that they have so far is a cinematic trailer. But
it looks badass, dude. Yeah.
I'm like extremely excited.
That's next level. I can't wait. Yeah, I haven't even heard about that. That's super
cool. Like maybe since he's gotten help from a good storyteller, it'll be a little bit more.
It'll be more
comprehensive to us.
Yeah,
because like I know he did an interview where he was the only one that understood his stories in the game. And like, I mean, the proof is right there. Nobody else that plays this game understands anything that's going on.
Yeah. Big monsters and big swords, and that's it. That's all I know.
I mean, Sekiro had a little bit more of a...
Like a story,
It had
some story.
Had a little bit more of a storyline, because like, there's no like character creation, so you play as a guy that's already established, you know? So it gives it a little bit more of like, you know what you're doing, because you're this guy.
That makes sense, yeah.
So
it's a crazy game.
Yeah, it's a very fun game. I never beat it because like it was one of those things like, you know, if you play a video game and you're like in it for like, I don't know, a month or something, and then you stop playing it for like a couple weeks. But a game like that, you go back and you're like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
With a huge world like that. So
I'm like that on Skyrim. I re-downloaded Skyrim yesterday. And I'm just in this cave that I can't get through, and I'm like, what? I don't even know like the point of this right now. Like, I look at my quest log and I have like 15 quests. I'm like, dude, I'm deleting it again. It's too much. I wish I was still in that place where I could just for hours on end get lost in a single player game, but it has to be competitive for me now. I just can't. I don't know, something about. Like, I find myself, like, sitting there playing a single-player game, and I'm just like, I could be playing guitar, man. I could, you know, but it's just because I'm not interacting with anybody. I'm interacting with the game, and I think that's why I like the competitive multiplayer games, is you're interacting with people. So you're getting, like, a social aspect to it. And you're working with your team and stuff like that. That's a whole... That's my love for video games, I think.
I feel like that's happened with me recently. I mean, I still have a huge place in my heart for single-player games. Like, I just went through God of War, the new one.
So
not too long ago.
Dude, I watched my friend play the new one, and it's like so cool.
I was just like encapsulated. It made me feel like a father, even though I don't have any children.
Man, that was the thing about it. They did such a cool dynamic with the what's his name, Kratos. Kratos and his son. That was a really cool. And he like follows you and helps you through the game, right? Yeah, that
from start to finish, like he's with you.
And it was so cool, like the dynamic, how it changed, like whenever the son started being a dick. And
because the dad kind of was a dick.
Yeah.
And so the son was reacting to it, and then like it's a good game. Such a good game. But like with Destiny, like I've started to do a lot more PvP.
Are you in 1 or 2?
2.
Okay. I've got 2 on my computer. I couldn't really get into it.
Coming up in September, it's going to be free to play.
It already is, or it was. That's how I got it. I downloaded it.
The Forsaken was free, I think.
Yep.
But Shadowkeep, which comes out, and actually it's October 1st now. They moved.
That's
it back.
the DLC, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they just put out some
seasonal,
extra?
It's
like
season
content.
Passes. But when Shadowkeep comes out in October, it's gonna be basically everything before Shadowkeep is gonna be loaded right off the bat. It's called Destiny New Light. So like you download it, and you're basically when you drop into the game, you're right at the levels where Shadowkeep starts. So it's leveling everyone off at the same level.
Oh, wow, okay.
So like you don't have to gear up to play with your friends. You're just everybody's on the same.
Everyone's kind of starting over then.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Which is really cool. But
dude, World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh God, yeah. I saw that.
What are you doing about that, Chris? What are you doing, man?
I don't know. I mean, I started in vanilla. Like, I mean, the only reason that I have my Hotmail name is because of World of Warcraft when I was in high school. I made it specifically to play.
What is it?
World of Warcraft. Danger_Murphy 729. Hasn't changed.
Danger Murphy
hasn't changed since high school. The only reason that I named it that was because I was really into C-Lab 2021.
Dude, I love that show.
It was based on Captain Murphy.
He was the best dude ever, man. Who
So,
stole the only light I had in this dark world? Who took my easy cakes oven?
dude, that shit. Like, I saw a freaking meme the other day, and it was dealing with that show. I can't remember what it said, but I was like, man, I missed that show.
See, that was awesome.
Someone was talking about the robot hands.
Oh God.
It's like, so if there was a war between humankind and the robot kind, but you were you had a robot body with a human brain, which side would you be on?
That's a good question.
Would you be shunned by both parties?
He's the mutant of the group.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was awesome.
But dude, that show was good. Freaking God, Harvey Birdman, like
the Brack Show. Harvey, man.
Dude, Harvey Birdman was awesome.
Brack Show.
The Brack Show was good.
Brack was awesome.
Classic Adult Swim.
Dude. It doesn't get better, man.
Yeah.
It does not get better.
I mean, freaking Space Ghost Coast to Coast. That show was so freaking hilarious.
Fantastic. That's our, or it was our Steam handles. Riley's Space Ghost, and I was Zorak, and our friend Ben was Brack.
Nice.
That was good.
Zorak was my favorite.
Yeah.
Zorak was
Me and my friends in high school, we I think it was Art 3. But they called it Art 3.5 because it was the first year that they offered Art 4. There was nobody that had all the requirements to be in Art 4, so they called our Art 3 class 3.5. But we had to do sculptures, and I made Space Ghost out of it was like some kind of paper mache, and like you paint it and crap. And then my friend made Zorak, and it was,
dude, yeah, that's awesome,
dude. Good times.
Oh yeah.
What you got over there? Pistachio nuts?
See, I've got the lazy version. I don't have to shell mine.
Crack a couple of these.
Yeah.
I can just.
Too many.
I can just.
Oh, you just go for it. Whoa!
But see, the reason I bought these is because it's hard to eat those while you're driving.
That is true.
That's real, yeah.
Dude,
absolutely.
I one time before I don't really think a lot about stuff. I don't know why. I'm just kind of like sometimes find myself completely outside of myself.
You're zen.
Yeah. And but I was eating pistachios, shelling them, putting them in my lap. Nice. And I'm driving back from Atlanta, I had like 2 5-hour energy drinks. It's 10 hours of energy.
Nice.
And so I'm driving, listening to some music, and so I'm like shelling all these pistachios. Dude, I had at least this bag full of empty shells in my lap, which we know like expands to this.
Right.
Because it's 2 pieces.
Yeah.
It turns from 1 to 2.
Yeah, so I rolled down my window to evacuate all the shells out. I'm going down the interstate, and I didn't think about it. I just... It's like 2 shovels full of fucking pistachio shells. And then I'm just driving along the fast lane, not worried about nothing, and then this lady pulls up right beside me, fucking laying on the horn, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! And just goes on. So apparently I pistachioed her whole car.
Probably just smashed her windshield.
Yeah.
Dude, that reminds me the other day.
1,000 birds shitting on her car at the same time.
This might be the biggest win I've ever had in my life, alright? So,
I'm stoked.
we're on tour. We're stopping at a gas station, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do our normal thing, get the gas pumped up, and we're taking off to leave, and the guy in the pump in front of us took off at the same time, so I'm following behind him, right? And he's driving kind of slow, ends up pulling off to the side in the parking lot, and I start to go around him, and he pulls out in front of me again, right? So we're at the exit of the gas station parking lot, and he's just sitting there. There's no cars coming. He's just sitting there.
Oh, you're just trying to be a dick?
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, it's kind of dickish. So he's just sitting there, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We got somewhere to be. I give him a little, hey man, doot doot, honk honk, you know? Yeah. He pulls up couple feet, stops again. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Now you're being a dick.
Now you're being a dick. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whatever. I pull off around him. Mm-hmm. Get going down the interstate. So I'm going, everything's good. I look in my mirror and I see he's behind me.
Oh God.
And he pulls up next to me and starts revving his engine and flipping me off. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
So I just give him one of those. All right.
Touche, sir.
All right, cool.
Nice.
So he peels off down the road. And I'm keeping up with him kind of, I see him up there, following behind him. Mm-hmm. And not 5 minutes later, I see a puff of smoke.
Oh, God.
And I see him start to trail over to the side. And then I notice that his tire has just blown. And I'm far enough away to make the decision to get over into the lane right next to him where he's pulled off and lay on my horn and flip him off.
Yeah, dude, yes.
I was like, yes, I win. I won the game.
Yes.
Instant karma.
Dude, that's awesome.
That was like, I don't know. That was God.
Yeah. Well, dude, I actually gotta freaking pick up my daughters here in just a second. But, you got any parting words you want to give to people?
Yes. This was supposed to be a drug podcast, and it turned into a random podcast, and I'm sorry. I had no information other than drugs are good. No.
Drugs are good, okay?
I'll leave with this. Vote for the politician you think that'll do the best job, and go hug your mother.